Hello, welcome back. We're here for round two action. We've got a heater on stream right now.
Looks like we got Merfolk here from John. And we also have John's Sagas.
So they're starting right off with the best start a Merfolk deck could start with. It's Mutavault into turn 1 Aether Vial. If I'm Thomas here, I'm quaking in my boots. I'm worried. I'm thinking to myself, can I beat this?
Yeah, especially in a mid-range deck that's looking to 1-for-1 and then apply like some late game advantage.
Well,
just double spelling a turn.
It's also a Saga deck. So if there's ever a point where Thomas just goes, play a Saga, John goes Tide Shaper, make your Saga an island, you lose your Saga.
Oh.
So effectively, John is playing Sinkhole against Thomas.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that turns into a huge issue because that's one of its best cards too.
It's a namesake card.
So now he's running against Merfolk with Sinkhole.
Ooh, we see a turn 1 Thoughtseize, so we're gonna see what a mainboard Dismember? Rishadan Dockhand? Oh man, this is a spicy list. Let's see this list here. So
3 Dismembers main board.
3 Dismembers made super spicy. But the thing that I think is the coolest part about this has to be the Rishadan Dockhand.
So what does Rishadan Dockhand do?
You can tap down lands.
You just tap them.
Yeah. Rishadan Dockhand, let me pull up the Oracle text here.
Oh, so he could just like effectively shut off so much in his deck. Really slow him down too. That is cool. Rishadan Dockhand, eh?
So you tap 1, tap it, tap target land. So effectively,
it's like Rishadan Port.
It's Rishadan. Yeah, that's what it is.
This is kind of like so this is almost playing like TNT from Legacy or D&T from Legacy, where you have that sort of
to a
tempo.
degree.
Yeah, well, it's not going to be as degenerate as the people playing Legacy, but
most people don't play Dockhand.
Really?
Yeah, Dockhand is not like super stock in the lists I've seen. So to see a Dockhand, I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my god.
So why would they run that over another card? What like value does it give you?
Against Amulet Titan.
Amulet Titan.
You can tap their lands in their upkeep, so then they're it hurts them more. We're actually just gonna see John just get in there.
Well, that's what's nice about his vial, right? He's allowed to use his lands for pressure and then still cast a spell.
Yeah, and we saw he had a Lord of Atlantis. So next turn, Thomas might be taking like.
Yep, flash it in. Is that
Thomas
Lord?
Is going to be taking? That's Rishadan Dockhand.
Rishadan Dockhand, okay.
This turn, Thomas is going to be taking 5 damage.
And he's already at 15.
Yeah.
Wow, that is a lot of pressure. So did he uptick it to 3 or does he keep it at 2?
So he upticked it to 2. So the first turn has 0 counters. Then this is his 3rd turn. So he hasn't missed a trigger. We just might see him, even if he just gets in with the Mutavault, he can just play the I'm gonna restrict your mana.
Yeah, game. And then before damage, Lord of Atlantis.
Yep. So
wow, what a clock.
5 damage. We see the fatal push on the Lord. Okay.
Thank goodness.
So that hits Thomas for 3. Thomas drops down to 12 on turn 3. And John's sitting there and he's like, come at me.
Yeah.
Like,
and at any point in time, if he does draw his legacy, like he's got to be worried too about the sinkhole and that Rishadan. Like if the game gets a little bit more grindier, him just tempoing him out by tapping his land, stopping him from doing any like double spells.
For the rest of the game, John can just go activate Mutavault, attack you for 2, tap down your land, attack you for 2, tap down your land, and that can be the rest of John's game because he's got this vial.
Yeah, so the only way he gets out of that is if he's like consistently drawing lands. And well, it looks like he's got a land right now. You gonna shock it in?
No, he's
tapped.
I don't know
he's on the defense right now.
I don't know if you can afford to shock in a land right now. We're gonna see a Haywire Might that's gonna destroy the vial, and that's gonna disrupt John's gameplay.
Yeah, and he gets to gain 2 life off of that as well, right?
Yep.
That's actually a huge tempo play for him. That really kind of evens out the playing field. He's still got, what, at least 3 damage a turn?
Yep.
Barring that Merfolk doesn't do anything.
Well, barring that John just doesn't have another landlord.
Which we could just see right now.
We can't really see John's hand from this angle, but we see a Manamo. And so right now, John's hand is Manamo, Aether Vial, Dismember. So we're just going to see him boot up the Mutavault and go,
2. Or take 3.
get in there. Oh, he's thinking.
So why wouldn't he want to attack? Maybe he's thinking about
he can
the Rashad
restrict Thomas off all the red mana he has right now.
Yeah, so it looks like that's why he was pausing. He's like, do I want to pressure right now, or do I give him a turn?
We also see another Aether Vial hit the field.
Yeah, that's good.
It's going to be interesting to see what Thomas can do from here, because Thomas doesn't have like that much. He doesn't play board wipes. Like,
and it looks like so what, he's going to be fetching right here. So I don't think really, like, the Rashadin's kind of, I think it's past its prime. Like, it's just getting in there for damage now.
Yeah, it's just a turn sideways card.
And I know John, he's probably hoping to draw some action now too, because you're not really the deck that wants to have, you know, like, just Dismember hanging out in your hand right now. It's
But
not really doing a whole lot.
inevitably, this Dismember is going to be able to kill whatever Thomas puts in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to see Thomas probably play a creature sometime soon here. And we're going to see what this Merfolk deck is really cooking.
Oh, so he is running Goyves too. That's a card I haven't seen in a long time.
Thomas just played a Glissa.
Glissa?
The new one.
Wow.
With First Strike Death Touch. When it deals combat damage, you can choose to draw a card, remove counters, or destroy target enchantment.
That's a good card to have. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an easy Dismember target right there.
If I'm John here, I'm dismembering this
right away.
100%.
Because if he gets any sort of card draw, allow himself to like stabilize on board and get card advantage, because that is something that like any of the creature decks have always lacked, is just generating any form of card advantage in the late game.
Yeah.
That's why they're running the Waterlogged Groves, just like try and smooth out their top decks. But so does he have a response to this?
I think I see a Boseiju in Thomas's hand, so he can get rid of the Waterlogged Grove or the Mutavault. Makes sense to hit the Mutavault.
Yeah.
Because it costs 1 less if you control a legendary creature. Glissa is a legendary creature.
Yeah, so he gets to do that for the 1 green. And Aether Vial, knowing his hand and how he's only got 2 cards and he's not casting any spells, I think it does make sense to the Mutavault here.
John has no cards in hand now.
Oh, I didn't realize he has no cards in hand.
Yeah.
Oh, that was his last card, I guess. Yeah, you're right, because he had land for turn, Dismember, and the Aether Vial.
And Thomas's last card, I think if Thomas only has 1 card left in hand, it's a Bloodstained Mire. So both players are sitting there like just dirtling.
But John loves to be in that spot. Like, is he running the Lilianas here? I don't think I see any Lilianas.
No, it's more of a Saga deck. So really, we just Thomas wants to be drawn his Fables here.
Mm-hmm.
Soul of Windgrace is a hot draw. Same with Ragavan. Like,
his top decks are just way
you get
better.
Renin 6 as well. Like,
yeah, when you're in a top deck spot, like, that was always something that I always struggled with too. Is like, once you're in that top deck mode with any of the creature based decks against a deck that loves to top deck, it was a little scary. So yeah, there goes the Waterlogged Grove, probably just looking for some action.
I see what I think is 2 creatures in John's hand here.
That's good. And he does have the Aether Vial too, which is nice.
On 1.
Once it upticks to 2, that might allow him to start double spelling.
Yeah, we're just gonna see him get in there for 1.
Not where you want to be at this stage in the game as Merfolk.
I don't know. The one thing Merfolk has above every other a Silver Gill Adept, revealing a Lord.
Okay, and that Silvergate allows him to draw a card.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just what he needs.
And the thing was, the Lord he revealed is the one where you can sack a Merfolk to Curse Catcher.
What does Curse Catcher do?
Non-creature spell costs 1 more.
Oh. Okay. Oh yeah, that's a good one then.
We've seen Inquisition of Kozilek from Thomas, so we know that's not landed on the field. Thomas actually avid player of Merfolk.
Really?
He has played it quite a few times at our local FNMs.
He's pretty good at it. So he knows this matchup quite well.
I wouldn't say you know it, but you know what that deck is doing, and you know what your deck is doing more than your opponent probably is. Because, again, these aren't decks you see often.
Yeah, Jun Saga.
Ooh, the spicy one of Soul of a Windgrace.
My goodness.
So do you know what Soul of Windgrace does?
No. What's Soul of Windgrace do?
So
hit me with the facts.
We're gonna pull up the Oracle text here, so I don't.
You don't biff it.
I don't biff it real hard.
Going off the top, yeah.
So when Soul of Windgrace ETBs or attacks, you can put a land card into play tapped. If you discard a land card, you 1 green, discard a land card, gain 3. 1 red, 1 colorless, discard a land card, draw a card. 1 black, 2, discard a land card, Soul of Windgrace gains indestructible until end of turn, tap it. And it's a 5/4 for 4.
Oh my goodness.
So we're sitting here.
I might use that for Commander, my god, that's actually sweet.
And the best part about it is it doesn't say from your graveyard. So we see Thomas take the Mutavault.
Oh my goodness, so he can use his own Mutavault against him. You can be a blocker, apply pressure.
And
that's crazy.
Every old Lord for Merfolk say all Merfolk.
So he now has the benefits of any of his lords.
Any of his old lords.
Yeah.
So if John puts a Lord of Atlantis into play, it gives all Merfolk +1/+1 and Island Walk. So it makes it so that the Mutavault is a 3/3 unblockable.
That's incredible. I can't believe that he's allowed to take lands from his opponent's graveyard. Like, and it's super relevant here too, especially against an aggro deck.
We see a Merfolk of Pearl Trident in John's hand.
That's a good one too.
That's not all Merfolk, if I'm correct. That is just Merfolk you control. Problem is, now he can't get through the Soul Windgrace.
Yeah, because what was that, a 4/4?
5/4.
5/4.
So it is one hell of a beater.
It's a beater. Took his best land. Oh wow.
Thomas draws a Ragavan.
Oh.
But if I'm John here, I'm just like, rip me one of my 6 Dismembers.
Please. Yeah, this is where you're really liking the Dismembers main board here, because it does give him an out against that card, which he's really gonna need.
Yeah.
What he's gonna start drawing, because he can draw like 2 cards a turn now to start refilling his hand.
It depends on what he draws. Like if he rips land, he can discard it to draw, and then if he rips a second land, he can do it again, and he can do it a total of 3 times.
Yeah, that's incredible.
And then if he just gets in with Lord of Soul of Windgrace, he can put the Nurture and Peat land into play tapped, and then do it again next turn.
Yeah, so he really needs to find an answer, or just even a what's the card called where you can turn him into an island?
A Tide Shaper.
Tide Shaper.
Yeah.
Anything that like makes it unblockable, because like at this point it looks like he can still race.
Tide Shaper off the top would just be absolutely bonkers, because then Thomas is just like at like 3 life.
Yeah.
But John just dropped down to 9. John can only take
so
2
much
hits.
more. And he has to fight through Ragavan, so it's like, oh, does he leave back a blocker? Like, he might be in, like, just
the
block.
danger zone. The thing about Monamo, as that's what's in the Monamo, is it untaps a legendary creature. Fortunately, John does not have any of his legendary creatures in play. So we're sitting here. I'm like, what can John draw that can get him out of here? Because the Tide Shaper doesn't do it now.
No.
He needs to, in his hand, have Time Shaper Lord. Tide Shaper Lord.
Yeah, something to get rid of the Ragavan and just swing it.
Well, if he has a Tide Shaper, then all his creatures have island walk.
Yep.
That means they're unblockable.
Yeah, he's going in. He's sending it.
So that, in my mind, if I'm Thomas and my opponent just goes, wee, that means he has the Lord in hand.
He does have the Lord, and he wants to flash it in with Vile.
I think I see a Lord here.
Yep.
I think I see a Lord of Atlantis.
So it's like, does he want to keep the Ragavan? But he's only at 8, and one Lord, like...
So, if Thomas doesn't have a land in hand to gain 3 with Soul of Windgrace, and then keep it back, Thomas...
He might just run away with it.
Thomas might lose. Like,
Yeah.
John might steal this game from the clutches of defeat.
Yeah, that early game pressure really put in Thomas in a tough spot here. Yeah, he wants to block with the Ragavan, which is probably the right choice.
Well, he has to block with the Ragavan. It's not necessarily a want. It's a half.
Play Ragavan as a chump blocker. Oh.
Yeah, and then
flashing in the Lord.
We see a Lord of Atlantis. So if he has a Tide Shaper, he will then, next turn, all his threats will be unblockable.
Yeah, so hopefully he doesn't have the Tide Shaper. Now, if he doesn't, he still does have that Mutavault, which effectively does get affected by the Lord of Atlantis, right? So it'll be a 3/3?
Yep.
So he does have potentially a 3/3 blocker, barring that he doesn't have the Tide Sprout. And then does he running the there was the enchantment, like enchant land?
Spread and Seas? No, there was no spread. There's Spread and Seas in the board.
In the sideboard, okay.
But none in the main board.
Yeah, and like based off of this game, I don't know if he would even want to sideboard them in, even though it is a Saga deck. It seems questionable.
We're gonna see Thomas cycle that Nurture and Peatland.
Yep.
Are we gonna see Thomas draw the land to be able to gain 3 life? For a match that was almost fully decided by who drew more lands.
Yeah.
It ended up coming down to, do you have a land?
Do you have a land in hand to discard? It looks like is that a Fabled Passage, Inquisition? It looks like he might have 1 land in hand. An Inquisition to rip whatever's in his hand. Whatever's in John's hand.
We know John only has an island in hand.
Yeah.
And I think Thomas has a feeling that is what it is as well.
Yep.
Or else John would have played it on his turn. Unless it's a Merfolk Trickster. A Merfolk Trickster would go big here because it just taps a creature down.
Oh, Merfolk Trickster. He's done if there's a Trickster in hand.
It was so good it made you forget how to speak.
Yeah.
We see Thomas just scoop it right up. That was a very impressive showing for Merfolk. It
looked really tough for Merfolk there.
It looked really bleak, and then John just went rip a Silvergill, rip Lord. Like,
yeah, and he wasn't able to get out of that. I really thought that Windgrace was going to help him stabilize, but all that early game pressure really put him behind.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty killer, like how fast Merfolk can go. Boom, you're dead.
I really like all the late game cards that Merfolk has that just allow him to like start drawing, because that was always like, man, whenever I played humans, that was the biggest thing about humans, like turn 1 Aether Vial, and you kind of blurt out all of your creatures, but later in the game, if they started removing, playing a lot of interaction,
anger of the god,
you're kind of stuck. And we kind of saw that here, where most of his creatures got dealt with, but with the Silvergill Adept drawing a couple cards into the Waterlog Grove, he was just able to accrue enough advantage so that, yeah, later in the game, there was too much for him to handle, too much for Thomas to handle.
So let's look at sideboards here, Jory. Yeah. What do you think we see from the Merfolk side? Like, I'm seeing a Relic of Progenitus, which, if I'm going against someone playing Jund, I automatically think to myself, I bet you they have Tarmogoyf in there, so I'm bringing in the Relic.
Yep.
But I don't know what John's thinking, because he didn't see a Tarmogoyf game.
He didn't see a Tarmogoyf. He didn't see any Sagas either, because I was thinking about Spreading Seas. But do you want the Spreading Seas, or?
I don't know if you can bring in the Spreading Seas if you didn't see any Sagas game 1.
Yeah.
It's such a tough choice. And then what does Thomas bring in here? What's he got?
Thomas over here.
Engineered Explosives. That's pretty baller.
Yeah, probably going in. Torpor Orb, maybe. No. Probably not, though. We have a Spell Bomb here. No, I can't see. Yeah, it looks like just 2 EEs. And
Turok kind of go big.
Oh, he does have a Haywire Might as well in sideboard.
Haywire Might doesn't do much.
Was that the card that you sack, destroy an artifact?
Yeah, so it was only good there, and the only target in this deck is Aether
True,
Vial.
it's only Aether Vial. So she wants stuff that like gives you more.
Yeah, I'm not
advantage.
really bringing in a card that kills a 4 of that isn't even the best card in my opponent's deck.
So we go EE. Like Turok would be cool, but late game it's kind of dead because he's gonna John is gonna spell out his entire hand. So yeah, probably just 2 EEs.
That's probably what we're gonna see. We're gonna see Thomas actually is bringing in the Haywire Might, it looks like.
Okay, he is bringing in the Haywire,
which is very interesting.
See, I like it because I do think that the like Merfolk only generates advantage through that
Aether Vial?
yeah, through the Aether Vial. And if he doesn't have Aether Vial, then it's a 1-for-1. And it's very easy for him to 1-for-1. The moment he starts double spelling it a turn,
I don't know.
Scary.
It's so tough because
If he had sweepers, I think it'd be a different story.
Okay,
but
yeah.
he doesn't have sweepers, right? So it's hard for him to 2-for-1 his opponent.
yeah, it's tough. Like
It's tough. Maybe he's just putting it in for life gain. Just sack it, chump block, gain 2 life.
yeah,
Which, I mean, you don't want to be in that position.
you don't.
No.
Not at all.
No, if you're in that position, you're probably losing the game.
As someone who has been in that position, it's not fun.
No, it's not.
It's not very good either. It's very there's so many niche things that can happen this game.
Mm-hmm.
We could see John bring in the spread and seas and absolutely blow Thomas out of the water because he goes spread and see, spread and see,
Yeah.
spread and see.
My assumption would be maybe bring in 2 spreading seas, 1 relic. Or you could go 3 spreading seas, but I don't like taking too much out. Like maybe you take out the subtleties. Just because you don't want a 2-for-1 you're against, like 2-for-1 yourself against Jund, which is trying to do that.
Another thing I'm seeing here is Kira is basically gives ward 1, right?
Yeah, Kira giving all of his creatures ward 1.
That's what I think happens. Let me double check.
Or that's the one that just itself has ward. Kira, Great Glass Spinner.
Let us see what creatures you control have. Whenever this creature becomes the target of a spell or ability for the first time each turn, counter that spell. So
he's boarding those in.
Yeah,
for
you're
sure.
bringing.
Yeah,
You're
no,
bringing.
those are in.
Yeah, you're bringing.
Those are in. Those are in. All right, yeah, no, screw spreading seas. He might just go, 1 relic because it's probably good here, and then 2 Kira. Yeah, I would like that. Man, being able to just counter all of this. So basically, it's board wipe or bust. And looking at Thomas's board,
It's bust.
Yeah, there's no board wipes. They all look like single target. Yeah, Lightning Bolt, Fatal Push,
K
Mulligan's
command, which we see in Thomas's hand.
Yep. Oh man, so if he ever lands Akira,
It's just GG.
yeah,
Because the fun part
he
about
immediately has to go Lightning Bolt into another kill spell.
the fun part about Kira is even if it's targeted by a Kulligan command that is also destroying an artifact, it still gets countered.
Oh man. So I wonder if we get to see him with the turn 1 Kira.
Well, you can't turn
Or sorry,
one Kira.
not turn 1, but later. I want to know what's in his hand. Show me the goods. Show me the Kira.
Well, we're about to see.
Yeah.
We see Thomas deal 4 damage to himself on turn 1. We do see the spread and seas. We
Yep.
see a Tide Shaper, a Dismember, and a Subtlety. When this Aether Vial gets taken away,
His hand is nothing.
that's not a hand anymore.
No, it's almost unplayable. Like what? You're gonna turn 1 play land, pass, turn 2 seize. Oh, it looks like, was there a mistake that happened?
Something fell?
Yeah, something happened. They were joking about calling a judge. It looks like we're all good now, though.
Yeah.
Land go. Yeah, that Thoughtseize just kind of ruins his hand.
That Thoughtseize was back-breaking for John.
Yeah. 'Cause most of his, he's got some pretty high CMC cards, and yeah, he's not doing a whole lot anymore. That was always the worst part, man. If you can take a turn, being on the play is so important with an Aether Vial. So to lose it on the play, where you really need it.
Really need it on a mulligan to 6.
Yeah.
It's pretty rough.
And if he even, like, let's say he top decks one, there's still a K command that he has to worry about on top of that. So Aether Vial, probably never going to happen this game.
Yeah, we're not going to see an Aether Vial. We're not going to see any creatures.
No.
From the looks of it.
For a while, anyway.
Well, we might see some creatures on Thomas's side.
Yeah.
Because looks like Thomas fetched shocked here. So are we going to see our one and true savior of Modern, the Goyf?
The Goyf? No, dash Ragavan, come on now. Dash that Ragavan in.
Ooh,
Ren and 6. That's a good one, too.
That's a pretty good one. This Ren and 6 is going to bring... John's considering subtlety. He's not doing anything else.
That puts it on the top?
Yeah, or bottom.
Or bottom. I don't know if I agree with that. I mean, like, your hand's not really doing anything at this point either, but it's like... I guess, yeah, because he doesn't really have a way of pressuring Ren and 6 either, so maybe he's afraid of it. But if it goes on top and he has to deal with it again, like, now you just 2-for-1 yourself.
If he draws exactly an island, he can Tide Shaper it.
Okay.
But he didn't.
But there's no island up top.
So we're just gonna see him run out of Tide Shaper as a blocker.
Yeah, without that Aether Vial, like, the writing's on the wall.
Thomas is as far ahead as you could possibly be ahead on turn 3 as a Jund deck. You cast the best turn 1 Thoughtseize that you could have cast.
Yeah.
Against a hand that read, if you can't kill this Aether Vial,
I can win the game.
I win the game. But a hand that also says, if you can kill this Aether Vial, I lose the game.
So, yeah, and we're just kind of seeing that right now. It's going to be a slow, grindy process. But I don't see missing, 2 land drops. I don't know how he gets this.
We're going on turn 4.
Yeah.
Thomas's turn 4. And we've only got one land to play for John.
Yeah, I don't see, even if he goes, Vial into Lord, he still
Vial doesn't matter. There's a Colligan's command.
Okay, so he needs Island, Lord. Basically, he needs to be playing Lord. Right? Where's that singer? He's got to hire the singer. Bring her in.
Yeah,
he needs her right now.
He needs something, that's for sure.
Oh, I'm curious to know what else is in Thomas's hand, because we know about the Colligan's command, which just ruins John and any solid top deck. And he can discard too, or return. Oh, he's got nothing in the graveyard to return yet. I guess there's no pressure. Nothing.
That's the problem. There is no pressure.
There's no pressure.
He's putting the elk in the hand to get the pressure.
Yeah. Yeah, he knows. He just wants to take over this game now. Now's the time to take over.
He knows.
He's not doing anything.
Yeah.
He's probably got, it looks like a bolt in hand. Oh, yeah. Anything that John plays here, it just dies. It doesn't matter. Oh, and he misses another land drop. Wow.
If I'm John, I'm sitting here going, let's go to game 3, man. I can't beat a
Ren upticking,
there's a Dismember in hand. So the Dismember is going to dismember the Giganta. So then we're going to have to wait another turn till the Giganta can attack. Because
he's going to miss another land drop.
Yeah.
Alright, if John F wins this game, I'm screaming. I'm screaming.
If John F wins this game, I'll break out the fanfare I got over here on my stream deck. I'll break out the fanfare.
Yeah. I think the writing's on the wall already.
Yeah, John didn't draw land again.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we got a Haywire Might in play to get some pressure going.
Yeah, it's...
Thomas is going to be bouncing back this Nurture and Peatland, playing it, drawing a card. It's going to be a slow burn, but it's a burning.
Yeah, it's a burning hard.
And eventually this Ren and 6 is just going to ultimate, and then Thomas is just going to go tick up, put a land
retrace?
Retrace, yeah. He's going to go tick up, put a land in my hand, bolt you. Like this, we're going to see Thomas turn into a burn deck in about 4 turns.
Yeah, that's hot. John to burn. John Saga? Nah, this is John Byrne.
Yeah.
Lightning bolt only.
Got Bump of the Night in it. No. It'd be cool if he did, though.
Oh, Bump in the Night would be sweet, because that's the one that you could
Sweet.
cast from your graveyard, too.
With the red mana.
Yeah. That was a good one.
We do see a Saga. So we actually just are going to see actual pressure in the battlefield.
Yeah. Hey, man. Watch him go land Spreading Seas.
He has it.
Yeah. I mean, he's missed so many land drops. I think he's going land Spreading Seas. Like, based off of his hand, that's probably the best thing he can do to just, like, hold on for dear life.
But it doesn't matter.
Oh, wait, does the might hit Spreading Seas? Oh, I guess it doesn't matter because it'll sack anyway.
Yeah, it sacks as soon as the Spreading Sea gets put on it.
Oh.
That's not even another land.
Oh. He's probably got to start discarding. Yeah, now he has the pressure.
Now he has the pressure?
Well, I mean, now Thomas has the pressure, right?
He actually has he
actually has something to kill. Like, he can kill people with the Urza Saga now.
Yeah.
He's not just sitting there upticking.
Upticking is a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's like the inevitability.
It's like, if I'm reading this correctly, this Renin 6 is on 6. And it ults at 7.
Oh, Haywire putting in work, though. Just surprising. Oh, nice
Nice Aether Vial.
Nice Aether Vial. Be a shame if it got
Culligan's Command.
Yeah, is that K command right there?
No, that is a token.
A token?
For his constructs. Because he's gonna make a
construct. Making a construct, yeah.
Then if I'm Thomas, I'm fetching. I'm just gonna Culligan command modes, destroy target artifact, shock you.
Yeah, I was gonna say he lost the life for the fetch. All right, so yeah, this basically means we're probably moving on to game 2 here shortly. Game 3. Sorry, yeah, game 3.
We saw Merfolk steal the win out of Thomas's hand in game 1.
Now, being on the play,
I think this
game is different if he was on the play, 100%.
This match is very play draw dependent.
Yeah. Yep. Destroy Vial, discard a card. He's laughing about it. He knows. Yeah, John knows.
John's not even mad anymore.
No, he's
just sad.
He's been defeated.
We're gonna see Thomas draw, and then in his upkeep, probably make another construct. Yep, we see the second token come out. It actually looks like that's a Melmetal in play.
A Melmetal? Is that a Pokemon?
Yeah. So there's this fun part about competitive Magic in southwestern Ontario. Is their tokens, they refuse, it's hard to find tokens.
Yep.
So they use Pokemon cards. So Melmetal's the most well-known construct token. Some people use Bronzong.
Why don't people use Perfect Machine King from Yu-Gi-Oh? Because it gets plus 1,000 for each robot or like each machine in play.
Well, that's Yu-Gi-Oh. They don't look as pretty.
They don't look. I think they look way better.
That's where we gotta agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree. But some of the new Pokemon look, I don't know, derpy.
Yeah, but the full art is nice.
Yeah, I've never actually seen that card, so I don't know. I'll keep my opinion reserved. I still think Yu-Gi-Oh looks better, but I could be wrong. Right? I could be wrong.
You have the rights to be wrong.
Jared's like, nah, you're wrong.
But we are gonna see Thomas grab a Shadow Spear here, and now those constructs are just 4/4s.
Yeah, 4/4s. One of them's a 5/5 with lifelink.
Well, the Shadow Spear's not on yet.
It's on.
It's gonna be on.
It's on.
It's gonna be on.
It's basically on.
Yeah, and then we're gonna see Thomas get in for 6, and then we'll see John drop to 12, and then another hit for 6, and then a bolt.
Yeah, and I don't think there's anything John F has at this point. I mean, obviously, wait, he had the Dismember. Oh, nobody's tapped out. Oh my god. Oh, the one time he needs Dismember. Yeah,
Dismember
not.
Can't do anything now.
No, this was not John's game.
That's the 7th. Didn't Thomas play a Verdant this turn?
Lands are getting everybody.
So we've just seen it's the second time it's happened on stream today. In both games we've played, we've had a player attempt to play an extra land.
Yeah, they love them extra land drops.
Man, they really want to ramp.
Yeah, and it's so funny. Like, you're so far ahead, guys. You don't need another land.
Yeah,
just let it be. Oh, Sarah's gonna get it situated.
Yeah.
Should be no big issues.
Yeah, we're just gonna have a simple partial backup. The land's gonna go back in the hand.
You know, maybe slap him in the face.
No. Just as a light tap on the wrist. Don't do that again.
What, slap him in the face again?
No, light tap on the wrist.
All right. I'll settle for a light tap on the wrist.
Yeah, because it results in Thomas having to discard a card, so it's actually impactful for the game. Not that this game is much of a game because John has no lands in play, which is very unfortunate.
Foster in the chat. Let's go, John.
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs a poster boy right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, the judge is just in there, just talking about like figuring the stuff. Yeah, gonna get a light slap on the wrist, and then we're
just gonna continue. We're gonna see no second land drop.
He's just scooping it up anyway. John, look, it sounds like Foster's scooping it up.
He tapped
Okay.
the land.
All right, so we tapped the land. So yeah, we just realized we were muted.
Yeah, we would like to
We're
apologize
back.
that.
Yeah. So sorry, guys.
Okay, no, we can't do that. No.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be right back.
All right. Yeah, it looks like I get the good chair now. Jared had to go. So it looks like a Renin 6 was cast. But the blood crypt that he fetched for was used to kill the Merfolk trickster, or the Merfolk that John had. And now he untapped it and cast with the blood crypt to cast Renin 6 with the treasure token that he made. So he definitely can do that. And we were watching that. I think we were muted, so you might not have heard us talking about that. And then him casting Renin 6. So we had to call Judge, get that situated. Yeah, so he has one trigger. He should have, essentially, Renin 6 should go back to his hand. His blood crypt should be tapped from the lightning bolt that was cast. And he has one treasure available. Yep. Yeah, they're just going through the steps of what happened. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, we're doing a backup, paying for the lightning bolt. Yeah. Ren back to hand. Yep. Okay. So, yeah, there's fishing. Might undo combat. Yeah. Yep, flashes in Tidespeaker. Wait, okay, so yeah, looks like they are redoing combat. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so they're just trying to figure out what the correct board state is. Okay, so now they have the correct board state, and Lightning Bolt is going on the stack, targeting John's creature. So that's tapped and attacking. Yep. So Lightning Bolt on the stack. All right. So it looks like Lightning Bolt then resolves. Yeah, this does look like the proper board state. Okay, that's on top. All right, I think we got her going. I think we've got everything figured out. It looks like we've got it figured out. Now, it does suck whenever that happens. I know when I was playing Jund, I was really familiar with Affinity. This would have been years ago when I was actually playing Modern, and I brought Jund the first time to an event. Trying to play Jund, like any like mid-range deck at an event, the pressure can get to you, and I was making a lot of misplays. I mean, I was making, what was it? I kept missing Dark Confidant triggers, my own triggers, and getting game violations for missing those. Yeah, it was not a good time. So I completely understand Thomas's, like, especially like when like you've got the pressure, you've got prizing on the line. It's always very tough. So it looks like they got everything situated. Jared's back with us.
So what we did there was just a backup. So
Yep.
we backed up to the point where the bolt was to be cast.
Yep.
So we fixed the board state. The Ragavan was attacking. The Tide Shaper was in play. The Solitude was on top of the library. We then recast the bolt and moved forward from there.
Yep.
That's why we're seeing Thomas being able to cast this Inquisition of Kozlak.
Yep, which is what we assumed was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Afterwards.
Yeah. So now we're probably never going to see this run be cast now. Basically, is what's going to happen, because John is never going to let that Ragavan attack because of Merfolk Trickster.
Yep.
So we have a 6-minute time extension. So as soon as we go timing around, I'm going to put my phone...
have the 3 minute plus a 6, so 9 minutes in total.
We have a 3 plus a 3.
Oh, a 3 plus a 3? Okay.
Yeah. So we're going to get a 6-minute time extension going here. And from the looks of it, these players are probably going to draw.
Yeah, they might draw.
They're going at adequate pace, but there's just so much happening at the same time that like all this fun jazz is
Well, I
happening.
mean, like that's what happens with mid range too, right? Where it is trying to play like a long grindy game. Like that's what it wants. It wants those grindy games. And with the pressure that we saw that his deck was providing in that second game, it was all him. It was all Thomas.
Yeah.
And it still took him like a long time to just close out the game, find the pressure. We are going to see Ren in 6 now.
Yeah, Thomas drew the land, so he will be able to play the Ren in 6. And I'm just going to make sure this alarm isn't super loud, because it's on my phone.
Oh, what? I'm sure the Twitch stream would love to hear your alarm.
Oh, yeah.
Your lovely, lovely alarm.
Yeah, so
it's like it could be an ASMR set, you know?
I'm actually going to start the time extension now, because we had a minute left in our time, so I'm going to give them 7 minutes till time.
Yeah, we could see a draw. I hope not. I do really hope to see one of them close out. Because I'm a creature lover. I'm rooting for John F this game.
Yeah, I don't necessarily have a favorite, but John's hand just looked incredibly better than Thomas's.
Yeah, it did.
If there's a chance that this game does get closed out, it will be by John.
Yeah, he's in the driver's seat right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, this gotta exile that.
Yeah, the Subtlety's just like off in far, far away land.
Yeah, it doesn't exist.
Yeah. Yep, they're talking about how Ragavan works.
Yep, it'll only be cast until end of turn.
Yeah.
Thank God. If you could hold on to that.
Oh, it'd be insanely busted.
It's already busted.
Yeah. So we see John actually draw a Cavern of Souls.
So hot.
So John actually has a Lord in hand.
Yeah.
So if I'm John here, I'm casting this Lord. Ooh, he's just gonna get in and then cast the Lord.
Yeah, I do like that. I like that. I think he might know about the time. Like he just wants to get in there, like get aggressive, really put himself in a winning position.
Well, I'm just killing the
Ren.
No, because he could put Thomas to 10 here.
Yeah, I think what he does is he actually hits him, puts him to 10.
Yeah, and this is an Island Walk one. So if John has a 1-drop, John can win the game next turn.
Yeah, he's dead on board.
But we know it's another Merfolk Trickster.
Yeah. And what's nice is like I don't think he's too afraid of Ren 6. Like obviously like he gets to hit his land drops, which at this point I don't know if that's going to dictate too much.
Yeah. Thomas does have a bolt.
He does have a bolt though, and that's super relevant.
Yeah.
Now, because if that Ren does stick around, he gets rid of that and then is able to ping one of his creatures.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Pretty bad. Maybe you're right. Maybe I'm a greedy player, right? So I like the greedy play. Oh, another Ren.
Thomas went down tick
for 1. Oh, he's gonna. Oh boy,
Thomas is going for the play that's gonna result in him winning the game.
Yeah. Okay, I like that play. And he still has bolt in hand.
With a treasure now. Ragavan flips an island. That doesn't do anything.
No.
But
that's actually really good for John. Because he doesn't want to draw that land.
If I'm John now, am I worried?
Probably.
Like
I think like this.
I'm killing Ren in 6 here.
Yeah, I think and I think that Ragavan's been lasting way too long. I'm getting a little worried about the Ragavan now.
The Raggy V is definitely going crazy. It is going kind of crazy.
Yeah, I wonder what he drew. Hopefully not an Aether Vial, because that would suck.
A third Aether Vial would feel really bad. This is if this game ends up on a draw, it goes down to, you can chalk it down to John didn't concede fast enough game 2.
Yeah. I thought I probably would have
if I'm
shoved
John,
the bag in. Yeah, like what
I
else do you have?
concede to make sure I know the time.
Yeah, especially as an aggro deck too.
He ripped a Lord. Oh my god.
I don't know if I like this because if he has a lightning bolt, right? He's leaving the red up, which is I feel like that was pretty telegraphed. Now he gets to bolt and respond.
He does. I forgot about the bolt.
I would have loved for him to hit like my Mutavault or something else like that so I can keep the Lord.
But that's 4. Next turn, John has 6.
Yeah.
Thomas needs a
and it is relevant because he does have
It's a trickster.
Yeah. He gets to tap something down. Oh man, this is a close.
No, we're
game.
gonna see actually John take the game away because of Merfolk Trickster.
Through Ragavan, just letting the Ragavan hit. He's like, yo, hit
He
me.
went. I don't care about your Ragavan.
Yeah, taps it down.
Look at these funny tricksters, like Thomas.
And he has no cards in hand now, right?
Thomas has one card in hand. John has 0. This one card in Thomas's hand has to be a Ragavan to block.
Oh my god! So he has the Ragavan.
Put the elk in the hand. Does Thomas forget to tick up the Ren and 6?
Yeah, you definitely don't want to miss that trigger. It looks like he was checking to see if he wants to uptake. Well, I can't see why you wouldn't want to.
He just passed. He forgot to tick up the Ren and 6.
Oh, that's not.
If we see a Lord off the top,
it's over. It's GG's or anything with Island Walk now, right?
Well, the Lords give Island Walk.
Okay, so they all give Island Walk. Yeah. Oh man, Thomas is shaking right now. This is. Oh, what did he draw?
We're gonna if Merfolk wins.
Blocking Mutavault. Oh, he was holding it. I was thinking.
I was like, this is it. This is gonna be it's an island. A little bit anticlimactic, but.
Or the Tricksters only won once?
Tricksters. Yeah, Tricksters put him down to 1.
Yeah, okay.
Because Thomas was.
Yeah, he was at 5.
He was at 6. He took 4. So he's at 1. Yeah, because he fetched as well.
Okay, yeah, he's fetching right now. Okay, we're good. I just saw him go down to.
Yeah, he went down to 4.
I was like, that doesn't seem right.
Yeah, no, it definitely wasn't right. But we're gonna get a fanfare if Merfolk wins here.
Yeah,
we're gonna get a fanfare.
I'll root for Merfolk. Let's go.
In my heart of hearts, I have to root for the Merfolk players.
Let's go. I love
they've got 30 seconds before they go to time, but we think that the Merfolk player is actually going to be able to take this in time. So
yeah, we'll see. All right, top deck. So he does have a Gigantha, which is relevant, but he needs
he's
another
at 1.
blocker. He just needs any blocker.
And that's the game. We see.
Yeah, we can only do one of them.
That wasn't a fanfare. Crowd cheer. There we go.
Let's go, Merfolk.
Yeah, we see Merfolk actually take it down.
That was great.
Advance to 2-0 in our tournament. So if this Merfolk player just wins a couple more matches, we might get to see them again in the feature match area. We might even see them next round.
That's awesome. And I want to give a huge shout out too. Like, I'm super impressed. Like, this just goes to show that, like, if you can play your deck well, it's not about having the most expensive cards. It's about what cards are you comfortable with playing.
Yeah.
Right? And obviously, like, Cavern of Souls isn't going to be, like, super relevant in this matchup, but that's true for so many cards that you're going to be running, right?
And Chalice of the Void would have been helpful, but didn't need it.
No. He didn't need Chalice.